What up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today on Fitness Tech Reviews, we have the Amazfit Bip 3 Pro. So I've been using this guy for the last couple weeks. I'm gonna let you know what it's all about, what its fitness and sleep tracking is, what its specifications are, get into its user interface, and really, is it best for you? But let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, let's get into the Zepp app and get into its fitness and its sleep tracking. First thing, let's get into that fitness tracking. So let's get into the run first. So it did use its GPS built in and it was fairly accurate, but it did take a second to get my run in. So down here at the green is when it said it actually got my run, even though I started a little while back because I always make sure to do a mile run each time I do this. So you do have to wait, so it does say connecting when you are looking to connect your GPS. You do have to wait a little bit. It's not like that if you're gonna be using your GPS on your phone. It works a lot better and faster in that regard, but this is all GPS on this. It saw when I did switch to the other side of the road, which is great. I am a little bit concerned and disappointed that it didn't check the difference of my pace. So my pace did go faster and slower throughout, which was weird. I did put the band on later in the day, so right before this run, so I don't believe it actually got my heart rate too well beforehand. So I'm not really gonna go into heart rate too much, but you can tell right here on my pace, I did a couple of sprints here and there, and I actually did a little bit of walking, but for some reason on the map, it didn't show that. I don't know if that's gonna come with an update, but I was a little disappointed. As you can tell right down here, the heart rate wasn't that great, but that's because I put my band on a little bit later in the day, right before this run. But going into my other training, I also did a 45-50 minute workout where it did great on its fitness tracking. I did a lot of wrist flexion and it didn't have a problem tracking that wrist flexion, which was great. Checked my heart rate zones and all that, so I was very happy with that. I did have another 1 hour one. It was more of a strength training type day. It also did fairly well. Again, I got my Whoop right over here, giving you a very accurate reading, and it did very well with it. It wasn't the highest intensity. There wasn't too much wrist flexion, so I was hoping it did do pretty well with that. So overall, pretty good with its tracking. Now let's get into its sleep tracking. You do have to go back, and of course, going into your sleep. So when you go into sleep, it does awake time and all that, deep sleep, REM sleep. I felt like its awake time was a little bit off, but overall pretty decent. And when you want to go to your other days as well, you can swipe over. Again, it's not the most accurate thing in the world, but as an overall tracker, it did a pretty good job. It overestimated me by a little bit here and there, but for my shorter sleep times, it definitely did do a pretty darn good job when I only slept for my regular 5 to 6 hours that I typically only get right before work. So overall, in general, it did great and gave you some other things at the bottom, like your time of sleep was a little low, deep sleep was a little low, so it gives you a little bit of an idea what's going on. Your breathing quality, it's normal. It was normal for all of mine, so I'm not exactly sure how accurate it is. I believe my breathing is relatively normal, so it's not really that different. And then it can compare to other users right here at the bottom, which is great, and it makes sure it did know that I was playing games pre-sleep, which was interesting as well. And it gives you a little bit of like a sleep score if you want to put in like your mood and stuff like that, to give you a better idea of how you were right after your sleep. So overall, pretty darn good. All right, it does have a 1.63-inch AMOLED touchscreen display with a physical button on the side that goes back, and you can also hold on to it as well. We'll get into that into the user interface. It says it comes with 14 days of battery life. That's basically basic mode. I will be going into how to turn on all the other activity tracking that will bring you down to around 7 days of battery life if you're looking to use it as a fitness tracker. As far as its sensors are concerned, it does have a heart rate monitor, it has an accelerometer and a gyroscope, and it does even have a GPS as well with GLONASS that's actually pretty accurate, as you saw from the running I did previously. It also does use an SpO2 sensor to track your blood oxygen levels as well. It does have 5 atmospheres of water resistance, so you can go swimming with this guy, and it does track swimming as well, and it even has Bluetooth 5.0. It does come in 3 different colors, black, cream, and pink, for any of those those who want a little bit different of a look. It is connected through the Zepp app. You will need Android 7.0 or higher or iOS 12 or higher to be able to use the Zepp app with the Amazfit Bip 3 Pro. It does have 60 plus workout modes. I didn't really get into the entirety of them all, but it does have pretty much everything you're really gonna need. The Bip 3 Pro is coming in at $70 currently on Amazon. If you're getting a lot of great information from this video, please make sure you're smashing that like button so it's gonna send it out to more people to help me grow my channel. All right, let's get into the user interface of this guy. First thing, you do have all the sensors on the back with its physical button, and this is also where you're gonna be charging your device. With your charger, it does go in magnetically and it also hangs, so that's a pretty helpful tool, doesn't need to be on the floor. So when you do hit the button, this is your back button, but it's also gonna go into all of your widgets, what have you. You can go into any of these, alarm settings, not too much in the settings, just basically watch face. You can change when your screen turns off, screen lock settings, lift on wrist, light up notifications, some preferences here as well. We'll go into a lot of that when we go over the app as well. We get into more, it has your music, your weather, world clock. You can use the Find My Phone, which I always feel is very helpful, and you can even use it as a camera remote as well, and hitting that side button is going to bring you back. When you swipe to your left, it's going to go through all of your health metrics, your heart rate, your SpO2 and stuff like that is built in, your PAI score, and even your weather as well. And if you go to the other side, it basically goes the other way. When you swipe up, there's going to be all your notifications. You can turn on email and stuff like that. And when you swipe down, this is going to give you a lot of quick settings, like getting into your settings, brightness on your screen, and putting an alarm on or going into nighttime mode as well. So that's easy to go right into. If you hold on that right button, it's going to go into your exercises. That is customizable to change it out to whichever you like. And don't forget, you are able to take off these bands if you need to. You kind of just need a little bit of a fingertip to get in, but you do need something that's relatively thin to be able to put in if you are looking for a better band, which I would definitely recommend. All right, there are a couple of other things within the app that you do want to get into when you go over to profile, but you also have your health as well that goes through all your running, your target settings and all that. But when you go into your profile, it has all your devices. When you hit your Amazfit Pro, this is where you go into your heart monitoring. So this is where you're able to add in. Everything here is typically turned off by default, so you do have to turn them on, and pretty much all these is going to lose out on battery life. So I turned on all of them just to make sure I was getting the best out of my band. Then you can also change in your notifications if you want calls, if you want text messages and stuff like that. And of course, you do have to go through your phone if you have Android to put all those permissions. Believe the same thing with iOS as well. Then of course you have your watch faces. There's so many watch faces on the thing right here, as you can tell, so you can customize it any which way you like. You can go into vibrations as well. They have defaults for calls, text message, and you also get into a custom. Not exactly sure what that is, but you can actually custom your vibrations as well. Then you also have your watch settings. Not too much here, just system language. I'm English, and then where you're wearing it on the left or on the right. Then you have your app management. If you want to add or subtract things that's on your watch, you can go ahead and do that. And then you also have your app settings. So if you want to add things to your to-do list, you can do that. You can change out where you are for your weather and push notifications. If you do need to find your watch and you do hit that, it's kind of just, there is no audible tone. It's just a vibration. So you do have to hit it a couple of different times. Not exactly sure if you heard that on the microphone or not, but it's not the best, especially since there isn't an audible tone. Then there's some other things. You can share your heart rate, real-time data, and all this, so that's great as well. And having the thing run in the background lets you know what that's all about. And lab feature, I did not go into the camera settings too much, but you're able to control your camera through your phone if you would like, and then you have your system updates and all that down there as well. So what are my overall thoughts and recommendations with the Bip 3 Pro? It has GPS for $70. You're really not gonna see many other bands with GPS and with GLONASS involved for $70, so it's really hard to be able to recommend another band. But if you are looking for something that doesn't have GPS and is a little bit cheaper, giving you pretty much the same thing, the Bip 3 will work great as well, so you won't even have to worry about adding that extra little bit of money. But if you're looking for something that does have those GPS built in and all of that, the Bip 3 Pro you'll be very happy with. It was great on high intensity workouts. It was pretty darn good on the run. And not only that, it did great with sleep, well, pretty good with sleep tracking. Wouldn't say great. And decent battery life being about 7 hours. If you are looking to go towards the Fitbit area and still get a decent screen, you'll probably need to look at the Charge 5. The Luxe is going to be a little bit smaller, and the Luxe does not have GPS, where the Charge 5 does have GPS. And that is going to run you about $120. And not only that, you do have to be on the Fitbit Premium to get a lot of extra stuff built in that you do not need to work on with the Bip 3 Pro. So overall, it is a great band. The build quality isn't the best in the world, and the band isn't the best, but you are able to change out the band if you need to. It just needs to be able to fit into this little slit, so you do need thinner ones for that. But overall, 70 bucks, I really don't think you're gonna get a better band for your money. Well, hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, please smash that like button. If it was really helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be one of the first ones to know when my newest video comes out. If you're looking to purchase either one of these bands or any of the ones I recommended, you can use the links down below. It's gonna shoot you to Amazon, and a little bit of that purchase is gonna help me grow my channel. But as always, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, stay positive. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.